to a book review session. The book we're going to review is His Only Wife. That's the title of the book. It is written by Adzo, Medie, and the book is set in Ghana. So our West African neighbors, So this is a brief synopsis of the book. The main character in the book, her name is Afi, and she said, this is one of the excerpts of the book: Elikem married me in absentia. He didn't come to our wedding, which is like the main, which was like the start point of the book. At the start of the book, she detailed her wedding day. It was a traditional wedding. She spoke about our family members, our mom. At that point, her dad is late, according to the book, and she spoke about her dad's brothers who they lived with while growing up after the death of her father before she got married. She spoke about their role in the wedding. That regular father dies, a brother and family members take all the meager possessions. He was a government worker. It wasn't like he had a lot of things, but he had some things. He was living in like a government staff quarters. They evicted them maybe after 1 month that the dad died, and then he took over the little possessions that the father had. The family members, they kind of like shared it. So an excerpt from one. So a brief synopsis of the book. Afi Tekpe is a young seamstress in Ghana. She's smart, she's pretty, and she has been convinced by her mother to marry a man she doesn't know. Afi knows who he is, of course. Elikem is a wealthy businessman whose mother has chosen Afi in the hopes that she will distract him from his relationship with a woman his family claims is inappropriate. Like, that is an emphasis. The family claim the woman is inappropriate, but Afi is not prepared for the shift her life takes when she's moved from a small hometown of O to live in Accra, Ghana's gleaming capital, a place of wealth and sophistication where she has days of nothing to do but cook meals for a man who may or may not show up to eat them. She has agreed to this marriage in order to give her mother the financial security she desperately needs, and so she must say it true, or maybe not. His Only Wife is a witty, smart, and moving debut novel about a brave young woman traversing the minefield of modern life with its taboos and injustices, living in a world of men who want their wives to be beautiful, to be good cooks and mothers, to be women who respect their husbands and grant them forbearance. And in Afi, Medie is the author of the book, had created a delightfully spunky and relatable heroine who just may break all the rules. So the story, like I said, is set in Ghana and it's about Afi. Elikem's family, which is like a powerful and wealthy family in O. Their mom actually has like a warehouse in O where she does like commodity businesses, distributing, people buy from her, that kind of stuff. So she was looking for a wife for her son. Meanwhile, this son is actually in a relationship, not just in a relationship, he's in a relationship and he has a daughter from that relationship. The woman is in a relationship with is not a Ghanaian, she's Liberian, and she actually lives in Ghana. She lives in Ghana, but the family they don't really like her. They don't like her. She's, this kind of uptight women. It's my husband and my boyfriend in this case, my boyfriend and I and my family. I don't want you intruding into our lives that much. That's the kind of woman that this girlfriend that Elikem has. That's the kind of woman she is. They have a daughter, and the daughter is sickly, according to the book. She's sickly. She has sickle cell. she has sickle cell, and then so they didn't really like her for their son. And later in the book they detail how it is that their mom, who they call auntie in this book, the Ganyo family, they're a powerful family in O, and their mom doesn't like people standing up to her, that kind of stuff. So so she's looking for a wife now for her son, a Ghanaian woman. And who better than Afi? She looked around and I think she felt like Afi is a good candidate to be the wife of her son. Now imagine this guy, they had a wedding, and this guy was not even present at the wedding. They had a traditional wedding. He wasn't present at the wedding because sometimes people do that, like he's out of the country, like people do that such that they are marrying the person in absentia. So there's like a representation. Maybe sometimes people use picture frames. People use picture frames, or people in this Afi's case, the younger brother represented the elder brother, and then they married her. And of course, she wasn't going to be living in Old, so they took her to Accra. When they got to Accra, they lodged her in all these high-rise apartment buildings, and the place is very nice for a girl coming from a very small town to that kind of busy city. It was a very nice one. Like the apartment was nice, well furnished apartment, and so she was living there. Herself and her mom, they came together to Accra, and they were trying to settle in. The family provided her, the Ganyo family, they provided her with a driver. The younger brother, one of the younger brothers, Richard, he helped her settle in very well. They gave her a driver, they give her monthly allowance, and she was waiting for her husband. Where's my husband? This guy that I'm married. I think 2 weeks after she started staying in that apartment with her mom, the husband now showed up. And she was so excited, like, oh. And then of course there was the spark, and there was the chemistry, and and she was so happy to see her husband. But this is the husband that came around, and he collected her number, but he didn't even stay, like he didn't sleep. He just said, oh, don't worry, I'll see you later. And this, okay, so Afi and her mom, they were talking about how you have to be a good wife to this man, how you have to satisfy him, all the ways that a wife should satisfy her husband. And so the mom was saying, this is what you do, this is what you cook, that kind of. The mom was giving her a lot of advices, and the way some of these advices can be, sometimes you are taking the advice in good faith though, but after a while it can actually wear you out, but it doesn't still undermine the fact that all through the book, Afi and her mom, they had a very good relationship. They had a fantastic relationship. In fact, they kind of like add only each other. Okay. Also, Afi had a friend, Mausi, and most of the news that she had, she would tell her friend, she would tell her mom, and eventually 2 months after she was living in Ghana, within that 2 months, she was a seamstress in her hometown, like I read as part of the synopsis. And then within those 2 months, the first 2 months she was in Ghana, she was taken to see what fashion school. She said she wanted to continue with fashion schooling. What fashion school she could attend by her sister-in-law, that is Elikem's sister. Her name is Yaya. And so they eventually settled for a fashion school. It wasn't too far away from the house, and she was going to fashion school, and she was having a good time, and she had great, so it was a means to distract herself and to pass the time, and she was having a good time there. She was acclimatizing with everybody, even though at first they looked like, will you be able to acclimatize, considering that she that kind of thing. She has a driver. She was okay. They didn't know who she was married to. Elikem and Elikem's family, they are quite influential, not only in O, That's the hometown that Afi came from, but also influential in Accra. They were successful business people. They had successful businesses all over. So eventually, 2 months down the line, okay, all this while Afi was saying, when will my husband come to me? When will he come to me? This man that I met the last time, we were together for only 2 hours, and it's like I'm still expecting him. That kind of stuff. So eventually, 2 months after the first time he came around, Elikem came, and she was so happy. Like I said, they had chemistry. The sparks were flying. They copulated, and then it was so nice. Well, she was having a good time. But all the while, Elikem would come and he would go. So sometimes he would sleep. Sometimes it wasn't his house. It was obvious that he had another house somewhere else. In the same Accra, he had another house. And Afi was saying, you are married to me, but we don't stay together. You don't like the other woman. When are you going to get rid of her? That kind of stuff. And then you can keep saying things like, I'm with her because of the child, I'm with her because of my child, I'm with her, the child is sickly, that kind of stuff. So Afi insisted, you have to do something. And where I'm going to stop with really narrating what happened in the book is the fact that at some point she was like, I can't take it anymore. You are my husband, but we don't live together. You are going to have to do something about it. And she was very stubborn about it. And Elikem said, just give me a little bit of more time. And Afi was like, no, I'm not going to give you a little bit of more time. In fact, if you don't answer me, I'm going back to my own town. Elikem thought it was a joke. And Afi actually did go back. What her mother's eyes saw when she went back to her own town is a lot. I cannot talk about everything. You just need to read the book. The book is His Only Wife. Like I said, that's the title of the book. It's really nice. I really enjoyed reading it. It was a fast read for me. The plot is very interesting. It's an interesting story. It's a well thought out story. Kudos to the author. The characters were well developed. So for the plot, I give the book a 9.5/10. The characters were well developed, so I'll give that a 10/10. The start of the book for me was a little slow because it was quite descriptive. So the description, there was description upon description upon description, and it didn't help me get into the book on time. But eventually, when I did get into the story, I read the whole, like the middle half of the book. I read it in like maybe 6 hours. So yeah, that was fast. Considering that it's a 260. Yeah, it's a 262 page book. So yeah, except for the starting, which I felt was a little bit slow, the book itself is a very easy read. Also, I learned about the culture of Ghana to an extent. The culture in Ghana to an extent. I'm a Nigerian, and we consider Ghanaians to kind of like be our friendly neighbors, So, but I never really lived there. I visited Accra. I've been in Accra once before. I was able to draw some similarities between Accra and Lagos. There are some of the eyebrow areas, then there are the markets. The book, they talked about true, which I assume are tricycles. So the book is a very interesting book. If you're looking for an easy read, I advise you read His Only Wife. Thank you for coming to my review session. If you really enjoyed it, please drop a comment. I look forward to doing more reviews. This year, I've read a lot of Nigerian books by Nigerian authors. I look forward to reading more, And if you enjoyed this review and you would like me to make another review like this, review video like this, please tell me in the comments, encourage me, like this page, and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.